He was 17 when the visions first began to haunt his waking hours. They came without warning, like sudden flashes of light behind his eyes. At first, they were small. A stranger's face, a street corner, a falling glass. He thought they were dreams bleeding into reality. But then one of them happened exactly as he had seen it. The same street, the same stranger, the same sound of shattering glass. That was the moment he realized these were not dreams at all. They were glimpses of the future. And the future was never wrong. Every vision came true, no matter how impossible it seemed. At first, he told no one, afraid they would think he was losing his mind. But the visions grew stronger, more vivid, more detailed. He began to see accidents before they happened, arguments before they began, faces of people he had never met, yet somehow knew he would. Every detail was perfect. The light, the sound, the smell of the air, and every time, reality followed, exactly as he had seen. It was no longer coincidence. It was a pattern, a terrifying, unbreakable pattern. When he finally told his closest friend, the reaction was disbelief. But disbelief turned to fear when the friend's car crash happened exactly as described. Word began to spread quietly through the small town. Some people came to him for help, desperate to know their future. Others avoided him, afraid of what he might see in them. He became a mystery, a rumor, a warning whispered in the dark. The boy who saw tomorrow, the boy who could not be wrong. But with each vision came a heavier weight on his shoulders, because knowing the future meant knowing the pain before it arrived. He tried to change things, to stop the bad visions from happening. But every attempt failed, as if time itself refused to be rewritten. The more he fought, the more the visions seemed to fight back. They came faster, sharper, more relentless. He began to lose sleep, afraid of what he might see when he closed his eyes. His grades dropped, his friends drifted away. His world grew smaller. The visions became his only constant companion, and they were merciless. He saw a fire before it happened, but no one believed him. 2 days later, the building burned exactly as he had described. The police questioned him, wondering how he knew so much. He told them the truth, but the truth sounded like a lie. They let him go, but the suspicion never left their eyes. He began to write down every vision in a worn leather notebook. Dates, times, places, faces, all recorded in careful detail. The notebook became his only proof that he wasn't imagining it, but it also became a record of tragedies he could not prevent. Each page was a reminder of his helplessness, and the pages kept filling faster than he could turn them. One night, he saw something different, a vision that felt colder, heavier, more final. It was of himself, standing alone in a place he didn't recognize. The air was thick, the sky was dark, and there was no sound at all. He didn't know when it would happen, only that it would, and that it would change everything. He tried to ignore it, but the image stayed with him. It followed him through every waking moment. It was the first vision that felt like a warning meant for him, and he didn't know how to stop it. As the months passed, the visions began to show him events further away, not just in time, but in distance. Cities he had never visited, people speaking languages he didn't understand. Yet every detail was as sharp as if he were standing there. He began to wonder if the visions were growing stronger, or if something or someone was sending them to him. The thought kept him awake at night, Because if someone could send visions, they could also take them away. He started noticing patterns in the visions. Certain faces appeared more than once. Certain places kept returning, as if they were important. He began to map them out on his wall, red strings connecting moments in time like a detective chasing a killer. The map began to form a shape, though he didn't yet understand it. But he knew it meant something bigger than him, something bigger than the town, the country, maybe even the world. And it was coming closer. The visions began to bleed into reality. He would see something happen, blink, and it would already be unfolding. Time itself felt thinner, like a curtain he could almost pull aside. He wondered if one day he might step through it entirely. And if he did, would he still be able to come back? The thought both terrified and tempted him, because maybe beyond the curtain, he could change things. Maybe he could finally stop a vision from coming true, or maybe he would be trapped there forever, watching the future without ever living in it. The final vision came without warning. It was longer than any before and clearer than daylight. He saw a crowd gathered in silence, staring at something unseen. He saw his own face among them, older, worn, and tired. He saw a choice, one that would decide not just his fate, but theirs. And then the vision ended, leaving him gasping for air. He didn't know when it would happen. He didn't know if he could change it. But he knew one thing with absolute certainty. The future was already on its way.